you.
Madam Chair, can I continue?
You
Madam
may
Chair?
proceed, Honorable Joboy Aquino.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Attorney, I understand that you have a cover letter which describes the documents that you have submitted. For the record, please tell us about these documents.
Did you mention a cover letter? Do you confirm having submitted a cover letter among the documents?
Yes.
Yes. May we direct the
Yes,
COMSEC?
Madam Chair.
Please find this cover letter and flash this in the screen for the guidance of the justice members.
Attorney, can you please
Okay.
describe those
All right.
documents to us?
So we are submitting two sets of documents. Number one is the covered transaction reports and suspicious transaction reports from the years 2006 to 2025 as subpoenaed. And then the second set, which is Annex B, are the financial intelligence reports as well as investigation reports on Vice President Sara Duterte Carpio as well as her husband Manasseh Carpio as indicated in the subpoena.
Okay, Attorney, to be clear, did you only initiate these reports because of this impeachment?
No, Madam Chair, we have an EMLC has always been in constant monitoring of all the transactions, and while we have generated a latest one, all the data have been as far as back as early years.
Okay? And kanino po ang mga accounts ang mga nakasaan dito sa mga dokumento na dala ninyo?
Bali po, ito po ay mga accounts ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa kanyang individual or sole account. Kasama na rin po ang kanyang mga ka-joint account. Kasama ang kanyang pamilya o ibang tao o pati kanya ng asawa. At kasama na rin po ang account ng kanyang asawa na si Manasseh Carpio at ang kanyang mga ka-joint account na kapamilya niya o ibang tao man.
Salamat po. Pinakauli na lang pong tanong. Sa simpleng tanong lang po, no, Attorney, makikita po ba rito sa mga dokumentong dala nyo kung meron mga perang pumasok o lumalabas dito sa mga accounts na to?
Maaari po, maaari makita dahil yung pong report na covered transaction at suspicious transactions ay may makikita po tayo doon na mga transaksyon na maaring palabas at papasok po.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Keith Flores.
Madam Chair, medyo...
Is this a point of order?
Yes, point of order, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I'm concerned with where we are going right now. We will now be discussing from the statements of the AMLAC representative bank accounts. And I'm worried that the discussion might lead somewhere na pinagbabawal ng bank secrecy law. If that is the direction that the questions have been going and from the answers of the AMLAC. Are we not, in effect, violating the bank secrecy law, Madam Chair?
For the guidance of the members, before I recognize the Honorable De Lima, the subject matter of the subpoena issued by the Justice Committee are not bank records. Instead, it is AMLC report uncovered in suspicious transactions. Likewise, the person who is subpoenaed are not bank officials and employees. The person who is subpoenaed is, of course, no less than the head of the Anti-Money Laundering Council. For the record, the coverage of bank secrecy law and for the guidance of the members are bank officials and employees and bank records. And the chair is of the opinion that the subject matter of our subpoena is apparently not covered by the protection of the bank secrecy law. The Honorable De Lima is recognized.
Before the Honorable De Lima answers, Madam Chair, I just want to, from your statements po, well, it is true na, yun nga, hindi nga banks ang sinupina natin, hindi din bank employees ang sinupina natin. But parang yung, from the answers kasi kanina, it would deal with certain bank accounts already, Madam Chair. So wouldn't that in effect be parang circumventing also the bank secrecy law?
We note the observation of the Honorable Keith Flores. Nonetheless, we are strictly compliant with the letters of the bank secrecy law. The Honorable De Lima is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tama po yung sinabi ng ating Chair na hindi po tayo sakop ng prohibition. Yes, meron ho tayong Secrecy of Bank Deposits Law na sinasabing sikreto, confidential, yung mga bank deposits, pero hindi po naman yan absolute rule na wala na siyang exception. Ang exception dyan, isa sa mga exception na yung cases of impeachment. Pero bago po ako to dwell on that, ay tungkol naman po dun sa sinasabing pwedeng may prohibition. Kasi nakalagay po sa Section 3 of the law itself.
Louder,
Republic Act-
Honorable De Lima, louder.
Republic Act number 1405, or the Secrecy of Bank Deposits Law, it is explicit. It applies only to officials and employees of banking institutions. Nakasabi po sa Section 3, it shall be unlawful for any official or employee of a banking institution to disclose to any person other than those mentioned in Section 2 hereof any information concerning said deposits. So, ang pinasabina po, kagaya nung sinabi ng ating chair, ay yung AMLAC, AMLC. At hindi po bangko, at hindi po mismong bank accounts ang pinasabina natin. Ang pinasabina po natin ay yung record, if any, of suspicious or covered transactions. And let's note also na meron na rin tayo yung batas na Anti-Money Laundering Act or Republic Act number 9160. It further reinforces the position na wala tayong violation dito na nagaganap. It embodies the state's more recent and more specific policy that financial secrecy cannot be used to conceal unlawful activity. Sabi po sa batas na yan, Anti-Money Laundering Act, covered institutions, lalo na yung mga bangko, most notably the banks, are required to report suspicious transactions to the AMLC, and such reporting is expressly declared as not violative